Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I have two new journal kits to share with you, and I waited to share them with you at the same time because they're similar themed. There's a feminine and a masculine vintage fashion themed paper crafting / junk journal kit. They're fairly large, and I'm going to offer them digitally, printed and mailed to you, or separately or bundled. So that's going to be a lot of fun. If you buy them as a bundle, both of them together, then you will get a discount. So I'm going to list all of those below separately so that you can click on the one you're interested in. So I'm going to start with the feminine fashion one. This one is called What She Wore. And there are 3 ephemera sheets, 1 envelope page, and there are 12 journal pages. When you fold them in half, that makes 24. I do offer it double-sided. I just print a like a generic script, like light vintage script on the back, just so it's not bright white. These I am also changing for these kits. And I'm trying to switch all the kits over to this eventually where the ephemera is printed on some cardstock. It's just 67-pound white cardstock, but that gives you the option if you do not want to back it with something, it is still sturdy enough, but if you still want to back it with something, it is not too thick that it makes it like too bulky. So let's just go through some of these and why I chose them. There's a lot of lace frames around these. I will list in the description box below some of the places that I've gotten various images from. I don't list all of them, just the ones that need to be listed or that I want to point out. But anyway, lace frames are Avalon Rose. Incredible. And then these bouquets are Digital Curio. So just like Old Design Shop, Graphics Fairy, Digital Curio, Avalon Rose. Those were my big hoorays. All right, so we have a lovely little lady with beautiful blue eyes, and she has a beautiful shawl and gloves. Look at this lady's vintage hat. And then so we have some ads. We have dress linings. There's a lady with a hat there. Universal Fashion Company, New American Sewing Machine, clothing, cloaks, and dry goods. So you have this page. And then this page, the Boston Sunday Herald. Every Lady Will Read Fashion Supplement, March 24th. Here's a library card back with this beautiful little lady with a parasol. And then this is a vintage French fashion magazine cover. Here's a really, really cute ephemera piece, kid gloves. And she says, how small these gloves make one's hands look. So that is really cute. A vintage calling card. And I wrote greetings on it, or a vintage postcard rather, and I put greetings on there. And then the last piece of ephemera, I thought this was so cute. It is a vintage clothing like card advertisement for gloves. And then there's a little cameo. There's this pretty little lady you can cut out. English American clothes are made exclusively to order, a vintage order form. I've added a bouquet. I love this dress here, and I thought it would be a beautiful tuck spot. And then this says, I have nothing to wear, every woman ever. So I just added a little bit of humor and beautiful, beautiful label from Pixel Scrapper. So those are the ephemera. Now the pages are like so. So what I've done is a lot of fabric type backgrounds, a lot of layering as far as like handkerchiefs and lace and buttons. Beautiful vintage images. I found a old scanned scrapbook of cutouts from different fashion magazines. The colors are really pretty. Pearl shirts, and then I just added some pearls on that. This is from 1884, so that's an ad. Oh, here's the envelope, just a very light colored kind of fabric looking envelope that you can add and sew and collage and everything. Here is this one. So here's your little ladies. We got a horse race. There's some little envelope, a little card here. Here's a pretty lady. I love the doily in the background. Just lots of fabrics and laces and things like that. This page has a handkerchief and some buttons and a little shoe. Look at their dresses. Look at all the bows on that dress. Seems kind of impractical to me, but it is pretty to look at. Here's a beautiful curtain. More ladies here, some jewels. Little, it says the gem of the season, Johnson's. And I think that's a little fashion store. And then there's this one. This is a pattern advertisement, corset advertisement. Here's a little trunk, millinery goods, dress trimmings, and laces. And of course, these pages are meant to be folded in half, so they're like that. This one has a giant tag on this side of the page for journaling. And then here's your ladies, little calling card and a heart doily. A token of sincere affection. There's a postcard, a belt buckle, little advertisement. This is for a monthly magazine. Another corset ad, some lace or ribbon and doily. Here's a vintage receipt from Choice Family Grocers, and then I just added some buttons and some clip art. There's a little key, a shoe ad, magazines, embroidery, laces, lots of stuff on these. A little watch face, little embroidered button, glove advertisement. And then the final page, here's like a mirror and some clocks and a chair, maybe in a really fancy dressing room or a fancy store. And then there's ladies with their parasols there. So that is what she wore. Now what he wore is the same amount of pages and everything. It is just masculine themed. So let's go through that. So here's the first page of ephemera. And they're just all these vintage ads and Gents Furnishing Goods, custom tailoring department, men and boys clothing, merchant tailors. There's like little old photos and cabinet cards of dandy gentlemen. There's like suspenders. There's receipts from clothing companies and stores and an old button card and collars. So all sorts of things to use. Ads, gentlemen's handkerchiefs. I love this one. Watches, diamonds, artistic jewelry, little photos, I love this one. So here's the pages. Here's some gentlemen, and this says a gentleman's book of etiquette and manual of politeness. So I have that there. We have a watch face and a little boy on a man on a bicycle, some frames and twine. I tried to do a similar style, but keep it a lot more masculine. There's a necktie, the American gentleman. There's a bicycle ticket, ruler. This was a really neat scanned book I found, the American Garment Cutter, and it shows how to cut patterns for different size, for figures and things like different men's figures and things like that. There's a watch. I love this little collage of sketches and fashion images. A little handsome gentleman there. This is an ad for overcoats. I thought this was a really neat like catalog page for men's clothing, and when you fold it in half, you have men on both sides. I love this vintage camera ad. This little envelope says improved shirts. There's a Tales from Shakespeare book. I've done some layering here as well with this shirt. This is from that, I think that's from the, what is that called? The American Garment Cutter. Added that in there. American Fashions, July of 1903. Here's some more men. And I love the vintage, kind of almost like aged filmy grain. And I did that. I found a site called Lost and Taken, and it has a bunch of free textures, and this was one of them. And I love how that just layered and paired with this vintage American Fashions, July 1904. Here we have like a map. I think this is funny. This is Buckingham's dye for the whiskers. Is the best to color the beard, mustache, and eyebrows a natural brown or black. And then there's a little jacket there. Eagle Clothing Company. Little pinned on. American Fashions, May of 1892. And then here's a stack of papers. Put a little frame there. A little vintage tag there. This was a new shop. I found Optic Illusions, I think it's called, and I purchased these little clothing like tags. I think they're clothing. They're like vintage price tags or clothing tags. Little Ashburn collar there. Beautiful, beautiful digital curio layering with some, I layered on some ledger as well. Here's some like little business cards and receipts. A little label to journal. November 1883 fashions. And then for the envelope, I just did a very light colored leather. And I thought that would be really great to layer things on. So that is what he wore. So we have what she wore, what he wore. The ephemera is printed on cardstock for both of these kits. And they are available as a bundle, and you'll save a little bit of money. So check out the links below. I can't wait to see the journals that you make with these. They're just fun. I loved making these. I had so much fun. This one came together very quickly. The gentleman one, oh my goodness, it took a lot to find all of this stuff for it. It was not an easy kit. It almost whipped my butt. But this one was just, I don't know, I guess it's just so much easier to find lace and pretty roses and things like that. But I still love all of the elements that I found that I think makes this a true masculine kit. I've seen junk journal kits that are masculine and they still have a lot of lace and they still have flowers and all that kind of stuff. And this one I tried to keep as true as possible so that if you wanted a true masculine kit that didn't have all the frills, this would be the kit to purchase. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this kit, and please purchase them, use them, enjoy them. Send pictures, go to my Facebook group, which will be listed below, and post pictures. I would love to see what you come up with these. I will see all of you in the next video.